Ladies and gentlemen, Errol Spence Jr. Yes, the truth and a half. He is in the news today for some things. Lord have mercy. He just had eye surgery. We got to break this thing down because this has sent the boxing world in a frenzy. Errol Spence is pretty much letting it be known. It wasn't no accident how it all went down going up against Mr. Terence Crawford, Mr. Terence Bud Crawford to be exact. Undefeated Terence Crawford, 40-0, no losses, no draws. He's 36 years old, 5'8", a 74-inch arm reach. This man is 40-0, no losses, no draws. I repeat, 31 wins by the way of knockout. This man is nothing to fool around with, y'all. Undisputed IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO. We all know what this man is capable of out of Omaha. He went up against Spence. It was a lot of talk. And he delivered. A lot of people thought this fight was going to be a toss up. It could go either way. Listen, I didn't think it was going to go the way it happened, but nonetheless, we must discuss. Make sure you subscribe if you're rocking with the sport of boxing. We're going to be bringing more news updates on this. Former unified welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. is recovering from surgery to his right eye to remove a cataract. Spence stated on Instagram he had to get cataract surgery. It's been past due. Like I said, I want to give some quotes. He says some things like, that we can't be said over the airways. He said that things was covering my eye. Why you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks? Still a great performance. And so I mean, but it's crazy. But shout out, he's discussing that from Terence. So he's not trying to take any kudos or credit or anything. The surgery obviously throws a wrench into Spence's contractual mandated rematch. And that's what got everybody up in awe. Spence has let it be known that you could throw that retired stuff out the way. But what does this mean? Like, why? A lot of people gonna say, why would you wait this long? You understand, to have this surgery? You understand? Are you kidding me? This is wild. They fought back in July. We about to roll into February. I mean, this is ridiculous. You understand? If it was to that magnitude, and this is what's going to cause a lot of people to say, "Oh no, I don't believe this." You understand? And this is what opened up the door. Like I said, I repeat, Errol Spence Jr. has undergone cataract surgery after claiming he went into the super fight against Terence Bud Crawford last year. He said he was nursing an eye injury. Like I said, Spence completely violated him, in the later rounds, dropping him, just like I said, it was just filthy, and this was after years of demanding, this fight. This matchup was like a super fight. I mean, you just got to keep it real, man, in terms of the promotion. And they delivered. It was a well, listen, one thing about, and like I said, this is tough in the sport of boxing. This is why we don't get the fights, because obviously Spence is putting this thing on himself. Kind of, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know the severity. But people are gonna go crazy because of the rematch. Terence Crawford has already been on record as saying his next fight was going to be against Errol Spence Jr. You understand? Now you have Errol Spence saying he's going to get eye surgery. We don't know the timetable yet. I will tell everybody to pump the brakes. A lot of people don't. Like I said, he's a boxer, so we don't know exactly how long this is going to take. But it is what it is. But he did let it be known he ain't retiring. So I don't know exactly what that means. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Spence was getting touched up a bit, and if it was to that magnitude, if you thought you was gonna go out like that, you should have pulled out the fight. I'm gonna keep it real, man. It's unfortunate that it went down like that, but if you trying to pull out this rematch, he should have pulled out the fight. But I do think genuinely Both of them thought it was they really had each other. They both was rolling in hot as fish grease. Both teams probably was backing him. He coming in with the trainer of the year. Obviously you see what's going on with Mr. James now. It's definitely been a tough time period. Ryan Garcia damn near single-handedly gonna try to bring him back and resurrect some of this nastiness. But it's definitely has been a crazy look. A lot of people are gonna harping on that with Mr. James. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Errol Spence Jr. has to battle back from this. At the end of the day, he is one of the greatest boxers in the fight game. And I'll say that out of respect. And like I said, we haven't seen nobody else, defeat him in that division, and he has to prove even after Crawford. Let's say he was to go down to Crawford again, obviously that's going to do something to you. We've seen it in other weight classes, but if he just loses to Crawford but defeats everybody else, respect and homage needs to be deserved. Who knows how this fight's going to shake out? The PBC no longer messing with Showtime. Showtime usually was handling things. Showtime is pulled out of boxing. So we don't know exactly where this fight would even, but I know it's going to be a big one. I think it's so much money on the table. I think Spence is definitely going to do the fight. I don't think that. I don't think that Spence is trying to back out from the rematch. Maybe he's not trying to give us the rematch right away. Is he trying to pull a tune up? Is he trying to pull a tune up, pardon me, before he get to Crawford? And maybe this is the way of doing it. Obviously Crawford, he ain't gonna want to sit stagnant. So these are all things that are coming into play right now in the sport of boxing. And this big monkey wrench with this eye surgery, this just came out of left field. But nonetheless, these are the two biggest draws in boxing. When you discussing, Errol Spence Jr., you know what time it is. We discussing Crawford. A lot of people feel like this fight won't be as big due to the situation, but I do think I mean, he did get broken down. It's only up from here. So could he really get brutalized worse than that? It could. But I think that he's going to come out a little bit better. Let's hope that Spence is truly trying to do everything in his power to be competitive, even if he doesn't defeat Terence Crawford. You can't go out like that. You understand? Even if you lose, you go for a draw. You make sure you get yours. Spence ain't get off. You understand? Make sure you hit the like button. You already know what it is. Peace and love.